Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your March connection. Okay. Session. I'm Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friend. So, with these, we're going to be looking at the energy between you and your person of interest, and then we're going to be getting into a more specific spread, which I'm picking the cards for now and whatnot, or whatever. But anywho, let's go ahead and jump into. And I hope you guys can't hear my neighbors. They're having a party next door, and it's pretty loud. So we'll see if this noise cancellation microphone does its job. But anyway, moving right along, the card representing Sagittarius for the month of March, we have the Empress in the reverse. So, Sanj, what it's kind of looking like for you guys is, to be honest, you're not really so much concerned about relationships. And I mean, this could be for a myriad of different reasons. It's either you guys are feeling the need to prioritize yourself or focus on yourself, because it's not, and it is a little bit of insecurity too. It's not necessarily feeling in an energy to where you're so much as interested in expanding or necessarily growing with someone else. It could be a little bit of insecurity that you're feeling within yourself and wanting to just focus on yourself. And I can also say for some of you guys, this feels kind of like biological clock issues, feelings of issues with your age. You know what I mean? Kind of, it's very like self perspective kind of stuff, like feeling like you're kind of past your prime, or things in that realm of reality. Not saying that that's necessarily for everyone, but it's just more or less just feeling kind of down on yourself, or that you're not expanding or growing. And that could be because of situational kind of stuff, or just, not having a good month. You know what I mean? Just feeling kind of down on things. And because of that, it's not really so much being concerned about things like, romance or dating or anything like that. It's just not necessarily feeling like your best self at present. And sometimes this could literally be because you guys just got out of something. But I do feel a heavy energy of something around like age or biological clock or something around those things, and just feeling kind of down in reference to that. Now, the person of interest, not fan. Wait, gotta cover up her boobs. We have the King of Swords. Can y'all see it? Okay, there it is. The King of Swords in the reverse. First thing that comes to my mind with this is manipulator. Yes, this is a person who's manipulative, a person who's self-serving, a person who's only really so much concerned, about themselves and selfish and all of the things. Yeah, literally the only thing they're thinking about is themselves. And here's the thing. What I would say with this, Sag, it's two ways I can kind of see this. For some of you guys, this may be if you are in a partnership with someone like this. A lot of how it is you guys are perceiving yourself at present has a lot to do with this person's manipulative. I mean, I would teeter on psychologically abusive type of behaviors and whatnot. A lot of how you guys are perceiving yourselves would be coming from this particular person. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's anything involved with this where, they're fraternizing with other people, or there's a feeling of that. Or that, or infidelity was something that occurred in the past. I could see that, to where, Sag just kind of perceiving themselves in the light of, like, if this person was gallivanting around town with other people, it's like looking at the people that they were fraternizing with and then comparing yourself. So saying this in the context of, hypothetically, if Sag is like in your late 40s, early 50s, and so is your person of interest, and the person that they stepped out of the connection with is like 20. You know what I'm saying? And it's like comparing yourself to a person that's 20, and like the whole biological clock thing, like if you don't have kids, it's like, oh, she's young, she's, not in geriatric pregnancy age, she can have kids and, her body is still how it is supposed to be and things of the sort. I can understand where that kind of plays in. So, I mean, honestly, either way, if you're in a committed, I really hope you guys cannot hear my neighbor's music. But anyway, whether you guys are in a committed relationship with this person or this is, a past person that you just recently broke up with, I don't really like where that's going, but I can understand why Sag would kind of be in that energy after dealing with or with currently dealing with this person. Now, the energy between the two of you, okay, I gotta cover all that up. That is the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So it's like, I hear a song, not from my neighbors. Nothing's burning anymore. I'm gonna have to add that to the playlist. That's a song by Telepop Music, but I just hear nothing's burning anymore. I can't remember the lyrics at this moment, but I'm going to add that to the playlist. You guys listen to that song. Might be a message in there for you. Yeah, the song's called Nothing's Burning and it's by Telepop Music. I just added it to the tarot therapy playlist. So that's either in the description box below this video or on the community tab. But what I wish I knew what the lyrics of that song were. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to because it's nagging at me. I look back at the card and let me see if I can Google this really quick. I apologize, Sagittarius, but not really, because if this is coming up, it's definitely for you. Let me see. Why is my Google doing this? I apologize, Sagittarius. I know you guys have things to do. Why am I apologizing? Okay. I'm coming, Sag. I swear. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I did it today. I made myself say, and I take back my tears, my sight, my love. No more does your magic work on my heart. No more will your words ever tear me apart. I know now for certain nothing's burning anymore. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. This song is, oh, and the lyrics are hella short. And I came strolling along like your perfect girl and your perfect song. You'll forget who fixed you in a little while. I know for certain nothing's burning anymore. I know now forever nothing's burning anymore. Ah, okay. That's very relevant. Okay. I am glad I looked that up. So listen to that song, but legit, what I'm seeing with this Ace of Wands and me hearing nothing's burning anymore, legit, I feel this person that Sag was dealing with. I don't doubt for a second that this person is I mean, manipulative, emotionally, mentally abusive, whatever the case, whatever terms you want to use for it. But I feel how it is that they are has affected Sag's self-esteem. So I would have to say that this is either someone you guys are still presently with and you're over it, or someone that you just recently broke up with. So I would definitely say that Sag is in a good place to kind of be focused on yourself, because after going through something like that, that's gonna affect you. You feel what I'm saying? So, but looking at this with this energy between the two of you being the Ace of Wands in the reverse, I feel it's really like a message to you, Sag, of saying, like, in a sense that, like, this person is pathological. This is how they are. This is how they're going to be for the foreseeable future. And I feel that's more or less like a message to you guys to put a period at the end of the sentence. You know what I'm saying? No semicolons. So it really shouldn't be a thought of, do you need to be more, or do you need to be better, in support of this person? I would say that's a hard no. I really feel you guys need to heal from this particular situation and really focus on yourself. You know what I'm saying? But since you're here, let's go ahead and look at this more specific spread. For those of you who aren't familiar with how I do this, the first thing we're looking at is their fleeting thoughts, which is information they're weighing in reference to you. Next, we're looking at their conscious thoughts, so how it is that they're seeing you at present. Then their subconscious impression, which is something they're not aware of about themselves, that they're 9 times out of 10 projecting onto you. And lastly, their feelings towards you. So the first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Next card that we have is the Six of Wands in the reverse. Then we have the Six of Pentacles upright, and their conscious thoughts towards you. We have the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. So this would say to me, guys, whether you guys just recently broke up with this person, or if y'all are still seeing each other, I would say that there's a level of separation. So there's some sort of break that's being taken if you guys aren't broken up already, because in your person's fleeting thoughts with with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, they're not seeing you making any moves towards them. So you're more or less at a standstill at present in reference to this person. And with the Six of Wands in the reverse, they're feeling as if you're not open to them at present as you have been in the recent past, I would say, or how you've been in reference to them for some time. So you're not really open to them, or you're not communicating with them. And I feel more or less with them, it's kind of a thought of, are you done? Like almost kind of like, are you, for lack of better terms, like, are you acting bad? Like, are you trying to put something on my mind, or are they really done type of deal? But at the same time, with this Six of Pentacles, I feel like this person, like, this is somebody that knows you very well. Because with the Six of Pentacles, it's always been, at least on your end, like a very reciprocal type of partnership, even if this person, and I would go as far as to say that they haven't been, but more or less, like, you've always been there for them despite what it is that's happened or how it is that they've treated you. There's always been a level of, like, if I'm gonna say it like this, it's almost like if y'all get into it or they do something, if they come back and say sorry, you're always open to it. Or if they keep calling you, you're eventually going to answer. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, if you try to create some sort of distance or set a boundary or something, if this person keeps coming, asking sorry, eventually you relent. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what the history has been up to this point. So when we come into this Two of Pentacles, with that's in their conscious thoughts of how it is they're viewing you at present, they're seeing you as more or less ambivalent and on the fence. But it's more or less a question for them, looking at this in accordance with the fleeting thoughts, is how much is it going to take for you to relent? What approach do they need to take for you to relent? Do I need to, they're ignoring me. Do I need to ignore them too? Do I need to come with some flowers and say, I'm sorry? Do I need to deny everything? Do I need to admit, yes, this is really what I'm doing? So it's almost what I'm seeing from them. It's kind of them being in a strategy kind of headspace, if I could say it that way. It's like trying to figure out what approach it is that they need to take in reference to you. Because I can say wholeheartedly with this person, they're not really taking you seriously. So if you've distanced yourself, they just feel like that's kind of temporary. It's like it's crossing their mind of like, I wonder if they're actually done. But then it's like, nah, they've done this before. You know what I mean? And I would think, like, on your side, Sag, like, if this is somebody that you're done with, and it's like, there's no chance in hell. You know what I mean? It's gonna take them a while before they ever get that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it's like on your end, I feel like in your mind, you're done. With them, I don't necessarily think that they feel like it's done, because that's why I say this person's hella pathological, because the vibe I'm getting from their energy is like there isn't ever consequences for my actions, right? Even if there seems that there's consequences, I feel this person perceives as if they can always get out of it somehow. Cause I don't know, they're like very good at spinning things. You know what I'm saying? Like they can sell ice to an Eskimo kind of person. You know what I'm saying? They're very good at spinning stuff to where, which is, very manipulative and gaslighting, like where, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you really see that? Was that really me that you saw? Like, yeah, this, and this was the situation. Like, you did catch me, you know, in the bed, no clothes on with this person. But how do you know that, we weren't being attacked by ants and we were just trying to get the clothes off to get the ants off of us and we just tripped and fell into the bed, right? Like, how do you really know that that's not what happened? You know what I'm saying? As asinine as that sounds. So I feel with them, their perception of any type of ending between the two of you, they're not seeing it as an ending. They're seeing it as a temporary pause or break. And they just need to figure out the best strategy to open the door again, type of deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they're at in their headspace. Now, in their subconscious impression, I don't like this person. We have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. So, like I said, to this person, like how it is that they really are. And it's scary that this is in their subconscious because they don't see themselves this way. It's almost like this person feels like, oh, I I have to, like, I'm wrong sometimes. I'm not always right. I'm forced to obey the laws of the land like everyone else. I have to partake in gravity like everyone else. I'm just a regular human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I deal with consequences like everyone else, but in reality that's not really the case here. Like, and even I would go as far as to say that this person may often perceive themselves as a victim of other people, which is even scarier. You know what I'm saying? Like, them always being at the short end of the stick. So, in accordance with what I was just saying, it's like they feel they face consequences like everyone else. They don't feel like they're above the law. But in life, they feel like they're always the ones that are victimized somehow, right? I always get the short end of the stick. When in reality, it's the complete reverse, where they're always the ones that are giving other people the short end of the stick. And it would seem as if they never face consequences for anything that it is that they go through. And what is anyone ever really doing to you anyway, when you're causing so much, damage to other people in a sense? You know what I'm saying? So this person, how this projection would work out is Sag is sitting here as the Empress in the reverse, feeling, dry, barren, emotionally drained. You feel what I'm saying? At the hand of how this person has treated them. But yet this person feels as if, like, with Sag distancing themselves from this person, as if Sag has abandoned them or ghosted them, left them out in the cold after all it is that I've done, is like all of the love that it is that I've shown Sagittarius, all the times that I've said sorry. It's like, yes, I did these horrible things, but at least I apologized, right? After all it is that I've done, it's like they're just gonna, jilt me and leave me out here like this. How dare they? You feel what I'm saying? And the thing that I don't like about this is people like this have a tendency to be kind of vindictive. So, and I mean, Sag, you would be able to tell me this because I feel like this is a consistent pattern with this person. So you guys would be able to say if this is the truth. But if ever you've distanced yourself from this person before and, they've reeled you back in and you've gotten back with them, I would go as far as to say that this person has done something to kind of punish you for that in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether it's, like you get back with them, you think everything's fine, and then they end up like disappearing on you or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like with them, it's a tit for tat feeling, like they need to teach you a lesson type of thing. And even though I feel sad, the distance between this person is because you feel like you're being mistreated, but they don't see this as mistreatment. They feel like I've been super nice to you and I've given you everything and I've treated you great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a human. I make some mistakes, but it's like you take it too far, as if my sorry means nothing, even though their behavior really isn't changing. You know what I'm saying? And the thing I say that's scary with this, and why I use the word pathological, like pathological people do not change. I like I don't know how much I could stress that. You know, the same way that they've been before they met you, how they are when they meet you. And if you were to dump this person, never speak to them again, the next person that they end up with, they would be the same exact way, because pathological people don't change. And especially a person who has a mentality like that, like you're a victim, like to an ex to this person would clearly fall under the title of like, perpetrator, right? But this person sees themselves as a victim. Like they don't like anything they've ever done, even if it's mean, they feel like it's justified. You know what I'm saying? And them doing that, and everything that you're doing to them, right? Like anything that you're doing, period, it's being done to them and their perception. You know what I'm saying? And they're a victim of you in so many words, right? Now, this person's feelings towards you, oh my God, I really don't like this person. Wonderful. This is not a card to have in a feeling space. That's the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So the first impression I get with this, honestly, their feelings towards you is almost, I mean, this is part of the projection too. They would see you more or less as like hightailing it around town with other people. So in this person's head, if there's a distance between the two of you, they feel the only reason why there's a distance is because you're out smashing a whole bunch of people, because you're out here being a harlot. Which, like I said, what I'm seeing in their cards, 9 times out of 10, I would not be surprised if that's what they've done to you, that they've cheated on you at some point in time. Or, I mean, even if like it's breaks in between people that, they're dealing with or whatever, whether you know it or not, it's like a lot of this is a projection of like, this is what I do when I'm not around you. And you may or may not know that. So when you're not around me, I feel like that's what you're doing. So like the only reason why in their mind that if you're not talking to them or you're taking a break from them, it has to be because you're out here sleeping around with a bunch of people. Like it has to be that's definitely what you're doing. And a person like this, the first question they would ask you, like if you guys like ever took a break before, right? The first thing that they would be asking you when you talk again is like, so how many people were you talking to? So you're talking to someone now. Well, how many people did you sleep with when we were on break? Like they'd be asking you stuff like that. So, and I feel in the connection between you two, I wouldn't even put it past this person that they were like accusing you a lot of that. Like accusing you a lot of sleeping with a bunch of people, dealing with a bunch of people, accusing you of dealing with your exes. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Ew. Like accusing you of stuff like that while you guys were together. And I don't know, I feel that you guys would have kind of gone as far as trying to prove yourself to this. And this is interesting because what's coming to my mind is the Sagittarius soul session that I did for March. I don't remember what it was about, but I feel like the person I was talking to in that soul session, I'm kind of feeling an energy very similar, because I remember I was joking because I was saying, wow, this doesn't really feel like a Sag person's energy. Because I said like they would have to be, it wouldn't be a person who's like a straight Sag. And I was making a joke because my little brother is a triple Sag, like sun, moon, and rising. So I was like, this couldn't be like my little brother. Like I was like, my little brother wouldn't resonate with this because it just wouldn't fly. You know what I'm saying? And I know someone in the comments had mentioned could it be a Sag Venus? And I remember like when I saw that, or I was looking at the live stream replay or something, and someone said that, and I was like, thinking to myself, like, yeah, I was like, that's actually dead ass. Like, if this was a person who didn't even have Sag in their sun, moon, or rising, and or you had at least one Sag placement in your sun, moon, or rising. And the main thing I was picking up on in that reading was like a person who was like a Sag sun and a Pisces moon or rising, or or Sag moon or rising and like a Pisces sun or something like that. But I feel the same energy I'm picking up on. Like this would be a person, and of course, like the Empress is Taurus or Libra energy. So if that's relevant to you guys, if that's one of your main placements, if you're like a Libra sun, moon, or rising, and you got Sag in there too, you know what I'm saying? Or this would be a person who's like a Sag Venus maybe. But I feel like I'm picking up on a similar energy signature to the person I picked up on in the soul session for March. You know what I'm saying? So this is not like a hardcore Sag person to me that I'm picking up on. And I don't remember, I'm going to go back and watch it. I don't remember what the soul session was about. But what this feels like to me, it's a person who like it's an air sign person, I can tell you that. So, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a fan of this person. I feel like this person is very mentally abusive, like a lot. But the thing I say with this, and why I say this person, I don't know, or they're an addict. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? They're like, whatever it is, they're pathological. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. To where like, and I always tell this to people like in everyday life, not just my clients, you can't rationalize with irrational people. So even like me saying all of this and seeing all of this with this person, you being aware of this, like you can't tell this person any of this and them have any type of clarity. You know what I'm saying? Because like the difference between a person who's just like a jerk and partakes in less than stellar behaviors and a person who's pathological is like pathological people have like inherent flaws in their personality. Or let me say it, I don't want to say flaws, it's inherent abnormalities in the structure of their personality. Your personality is set in stone by the time you're 6 years old. You feel what I'm saying? So whether that's 2 standard deviations from the mean, an abnormality in your personality, which puts you in the realm of personality disorder, right? Or it's just your general, MBTI type personality. Your personality does not change. Like you're always going to have the same personality. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, you could, be raised Christian and then become an atheist. You're still going to have the same personality as a Christian and then as an atheist, because that's just a religious choice. That doesn't change your personality. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be the same person inherently. A person who's pathological. So if we use like how everybody says narcissism, like narcissism is a personality disorder. There are 2 standard deviations from the mean of majority of personalities. So your 16 personality types would be your mean, right? Narcissism is 2 standard deviations from the mean. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a small percentage of the overall population whose personality is structured this particular way. And this structure of this particular personality type has these traits that these particular type of people engage in. You feel what I'm saying? So that influences their worldview. That influences how it is that they treat people. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing you can do to change that about a person. And there's nothing you can do to rationalize that. If a person lacks empathy, it doesn't matter how much you tell them that they hurt your feelings and how you were destroyed by what they did and it offset the whole course of your life. They're not going to give a shit. It's like, okay, but what about what you did to me though? You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know why, like I feel the need to say that, but I don't know. Somebody needs to hear it. I feel like I have to stress that. it's a lot of times, people walk away from situations like this internalizing things of how people treated you, what they said to you, and what they did to you. But it's because you're trying to rationalize an irrational person. You're internalizing this because you're not seeing this person as pathological. You're seeing them as like a regular normal human being who, just obliterated you emotionally and insulted you, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, and thinking that their opinions about you are valid when, this person could just be vicious. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. Somebody out there needs to hear that, but I hope that that helped. I'll get off of my soapbox and stop my therapist rant. But anyway, moving right along. So I pulled some oracle cards for you guys. 2 of them are angel answer cards. So ask 2 questions, yes or no questions, and get an answer. You know what I'm saying? The most pressing things on your mind. Go ahead and ask that question within yourself. Pause me if you need to, think of it. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what these say. So the first one for your first question, the answer is be assertive. Wait, dagnabbit. There it is. Be assertive is the answer to your question. Remove the mask. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's on your own perception. That's just a little extra I'm throwing in there. Anywho, next card for your second question. The answer is abundance is the answer. And I think that's beautiful for that to come out, Sag, for the simple fact that you guys are seated in the Empress in the reverse. So it's a lack thereof of abundance. But I feel that's the byproduct of dealing with someone like this. And the next card you guys have, ew. Ugh. No wonder. Twin flame. Twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. Sweet Christ in America. So here's the thing. Sag, this is just, that card set me up for the okie doke right there. It set me up for that. Set me up. So some of you guys are new. Welcome to my new subscribers. There's a lot of you guys that are new. A lot of you that are shocked that I've been on YouTube for like years. You know what I'm saying? But, YouTube be like that sometimes. I've gotten a lot of messages for people who are like, they've watched YouTube for years and have never seen me ever. It's crazy. But it be like that sometimes. So for those of you who are new subscribers here, you guys probably have no idea about the huge uproar that I caused back in 2018 when I published my book called Motherfuck Twin Flames. That's literally the name of the book. It is Motherfuck. I didn't put any asterisks or anything. It's Motherfuck Twin Flames is the name of the book. But I'm actually putting that book back out this year. Because when I published it, I actually uploaded the wrong version of it. So it was a lot of stuff it was like a whole chapter that was missing out of the book. And then it had a lot of typos in it. It was a whole ordeal. But, just to save my own skin and embarrassment, I literally took it down. But I'm putting the book back up because, I've gotten new stuff that I wanted to add to it. So I'm republishing it this year. But a lot of you that are new have no idea about this book at all because it's not up anymore on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and all of that. But Motherfuck Twin Flames is like a deep dive into relationships like this where people are under the mistaken perception that and why I wrote this book is literally because of me being a therapist. And there was a shit ton of people who were coming to me for therapy talking about twin flame relationships and telling me about, all of these people on the YouTube and the readings for twin flames and all the things. And when I did a whole deep dive on it, I was mortified and disgusted and so pissed off that I literally wrote a book about it. Because like you guys know, I always say as a narcissist specialist, right, there's a whole component of abuse that comes with, a person who's in that category. You feel what I'm saying? And I was seeing like there's something called the cycle of abuse, right? And it's a pattern. because people who are abusive are pathological. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole pattern that these relationships follow. And the thing that was blowing my mind is I could not understand how it was that no one was seeing. Like, I'm like, how is it that all of these people are calling something that is very clearly, to me as a clinician, like abuse? Like, I mean, it is screaming out there. You know what I'm saying? From the patterns of the running and the chasing and all of that. All of these are abuse tactics. And I'm just like, how is no one seeing this? How are we calling this spirit? Like, that's sacrilegious to ever say that spirit is saying, like, oh, let's normalize abuse. You know what I'm saying? And call it love, because this is totally godly. And like, you being abused by a person that's pathological is how it is that you get to enlightenment, because you're a light worker and you're called. Like, that is insane. Okay. So anywho, I think this card coming out to me is just hilarious, because I literally said I was going to get off of my soapbox and not lecture, because Sag ain't got time for all of that. But anyway, the card comes up. But anywho, why I feel this card is coming up for you all is because my Sagittarius person who's watching this, you may be one of these poor souls who are in a situation with a person like this, and you stuck this out for a time and you keep going back with this type of situation because you think this is your twin flame. You feel what I'm saying? And I literally do not care how anybody feels out there. Because like I said, I didn't piss people off. I wrote a whole book about this. There was a lot of people who were very pissed off about it. But the thing that I'm saying is, dude, being spiritually aware, loving spirit with everything that is me. You know what I'm saying? A person who believes in love, right? This ain't it. Like, this is not at all what this looks like. You can't sit up here and tell me in any way, shape, form, or fashion that a person who's treating you like this is some sort of mirroring effect and you learning about yourself and blah blah blah. No, like, I'm sorry, that ain't it. Okay, so if you're listening to this and you're within the sound of my voice and you actually think that this person, like, you're watching this reading for your twin flame person, we need to have a whole conversation. Okay, you need to read my book. But if you would like to have a conversation about it until my book comes out, I'd be more than happy to come on YouTube. I'll come live, dagnabbit son of a gun. And because I used to do this back in the day, before the book came out, before I ever wrote it, and afterwards. I used to have long conversations with people about this. My group is still up there. I literally have a Facebook group called Twins R Us. If you search it, it's literally still there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the heck's going on there. Because I have not been there in years, but it's still up there. You know what I'm saying? But let me know in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're in the live, put that in the live. My moderators will tell me. Or, put it in the actual comments. But if you guys want me to go live so we can have a whole conversation about this and have a whole twin flame chat, I would be more than happy to allocate some time to sit here and have this conversation and to answer all of your questions, because I don't believe that twin flames aren't real. I just believe that, it almost feels like a spiritual attack to me, in the sense to where, people talk about false twins or whatever. I mean, I guess you could call it that, but I mean, you have a lot of people who identify as empaths and light workers and star seeds and all of the things. But there is a pathology with that. A lot of people who fall under that umbrella who identify as those things, there's a lot of childhood trauma and, emotionally immature parental figures that these people have had. And yes, in the bigger scheme of things, all of this is connected to a whole bigger, overall scheme of things. But at the same time, there's no accident why it is that you're in a human body. There's no accident why therapy and psychology and narcissism and all of those things are so prevalent and so accessible and so talked about. Why they have psychics out here that are also therapists that play with tarot cards. None of these things are accidental, because just as much as we are responsible for our own spiritual growth and evolution, we are also responsible for the meat suits that we're in the brain that is a part of the meat suit. You know what I'm saying? That can be trained to be used as tools to make our time on this physical earth a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 100-100 thing. It's spiritual mastery, it's physical life mastery. Because in this particular realm of reality, this evolution that we're having as a collective, it's not just a spiritual ascension, it's ascension of our spirit as well as our physical. So you can't get lost into the spiritual realm and completely neglect your meat suit, you know what I'm saying, or the brain that's in it, because this is all like a collective thing. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm literally offering that to you guys. If y'all want to have a conversation about that, let me know in the comments, and I will literally set a time that y'all can come here and ask me 150,000 million questions about it, and I'll let you know. If you want to know both sides of it, what twin flames really are, how to tell the difference between the two, child, look, we could have a whole class. Let me know in the comments. But anywho, I'm going to stop talking now because your reading ended up a lot longer than I expected it to be. But all the readings this month are long as hell. But I hope you enjoyed it. I love your face, Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot or whatever. Let me know in the comments. And as always, you guys know I love your freaking faces. And I will see you guys sooner than